Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and welcome to the French Seams. Thank you very much for joining me for today's video, which I'm hoping is going to be a Friday adjacent sew. So it mightn't necessarily come out on Friday, but it'll be around a Friday. So thank you very much for tuning in today, and always thank you very much for watching any of my previous videos. So my most recent video that I put out last week was my November and December festive makes. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that, I will drop a link down below. Loved making all of those. They definitely had a festive Christmas twist, which I just loved, and an awful lot of them got made at that fantastic retreat I was very lucky to go to in November. So I hope you're all well and happy February. It's still decidedly grey and miserable here in Dublin. I'm really hoping that spring is going to sprung very, very soon. But in the meantime, of course, we've got sewing, we've got crochet, and we've got knitting. So if any of those interest you, please stay tuned. So shall we start with a teeny weeny knitting update? So the last time I spoke to you, I was working on a new pair of socks. Shock horror, I know. And I have got those socks done and I will show you, and I'm so pleased with them. They are in this most beautiful pinky yarn that my wonderful friends Sam and Catherine put in my advent calendar last year. It's a Drops Fable yarn and it is just beautiful. So for these I did a new to me pattern and it's called Hermione. So you can see I do need to weave in that end. You can just about see this beautiful texture along here, which is really lovely. It's a 4-row repeat, which is very nice, and I think it just gives a beautiful texture. So you can see it's just on the top here, and then of course it goes all the way along here. I did my usual knit front and back for my toe, and then for the heel, of course, the fish lips kiss heel, which is a beautiful way of doing it. No short rows, no counting, nothing. It's fabulous. It's on Ravelry, I'll link it below. Then you've got this part, and then I did a 3x1 rib and then the usual stretchy bind off at the top. So I'm very happy with how these came out. So these are all blocked and ready to go and will keep me super cozy this weekend. So delighted with those. So thank you again, ladies. And for now, I'm going to put sock knitting on the back burner for now. I have, I think about maybe eight. I must count up how many I have since last February when I first went down the sock knitting rabbit hole, and I'm well stocked now for the colder months, and I've just been wearing these constantly. They are just the warmest and coziest socks ever. They're just fantastic. So another lovely pair off the needles. For now, I'm going to be concentrating on crochet instead of knitting. So last time I did mention that we were eagerly awaiting the Serdar Crochet Along spring blanket. So that has now been released and it is utterly adorable. I'll pop in a picture here. It's again by Lottie and Albert. I think I love that design. I think she's fantastic. And it's beautiful. It's got little bunny ears. It's got chicks. It's got a little rabbit. It's absolutely gorgeous. However, I'm going to sit this one out because of course, as you know, I have the kit for the Blossoms and Buds crochet along that came out 2 years ago. So massive thank you to Adam. He very kindly gifted me his kit and I have started on that. So shall I show you how far I've got? So I love this because it's basically a log cabin, just like in quilting, how you create this crochet blanket, and I love that because of course it brings together two of my great loves, piecing, patchwork and crochet as well. So I've got a little, I'm nearly finished week 1. So I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to keep up with the weeks in my head, but we'll see how it goes. So this is the first little part I've done. So this was the first block, which is just plain. That's going to have a daisy in week 2. Then you do this little block here with the little bobbles that make flowers. Then the third block is this one across here, which is more bobbles. Then you move on to block 4, which is little daisies, which I love. I'm going to have so many ends to weave in. So I think these bobbles are just beautiful the way they form little daisies. So this will probably go 1, 2, 3, probably somewhere like here, a bit like this. And then I'm just working on the last part of week 1. I'm still attached here, and that is to go across the top. So it's more daisies. So basically when all this is done, it'll look something like, can I manage it? Something like this. So all the way across like that. I will of course put in a picture of what it's meant to look like here. So that's going to be week 1, and I think it's coming together really nicely. These bubbles do take an awful lot of counting and bobbling, but I just think the effect is really pretty. I think this would look adorable in a little cardigan. So this is going to be week 1. Week 2, then you do a little daisy for the first center block, and then you do this really cool kind of wavy chevron in rainbows for 6 and 7. So all the log cabins forming across. So I'm really enjoying it. So massive thank you to Adam. This isn't, of course, a Blossoms and Bud blanket. It's now my Adam blanket. So thank you. So very excited to have got into crochet again. So hopefully that'll keep me occupied for at least the next 5 weeks. What else have I been doing? I've been doing a tiny bit of sewing. So if you've been following along on my channel for any length of time, you know I love making little jumpers or t-shirts for my boys when it's their birthday. Baby French Seams is 5 very soon, which is great actually, and in one way as well, because I started this channel just after he was born, so it must be my 5th YouTube anniversary coming up soon as well. So anyway, more on that at a later date. So I made him a little sweatshirt. So this fabric is beautiful sweatshirt fabric, lovely fleecy back that I got in Dreesenstoffen, and this is leftovers from when I made my 2 boys' shark costumes at Halloween. So I used the Adventure Raglan from Waves and Wild, which is a fantastic children's pattern, and just a standard jumper, but I really liked it. I got this ribbing as well from Dreesenstoffen. I bound the neckline, of course, and I don't think I actually showed you this binding. This was the binding in the seasonal box that came from Specky Seamstress that I ordered around about October, November, I think. It came with a little tin. It came in this beautiful birthday binding, and then also labels that say can I show you? Party time with balloons, which is just perfect. So all in all, this made the perfect birthday jumper. Of course, I did my usual thumbs up pattern from Waves and Wild as well, so you can put your hands into the thumb cups, which he loves. The 2 boys love them. I now have to do them on all the jumpers I make for them. I should say, yes, of course, as always, I have a tutorial on my channel about how to do this binding. I'll link it down below. And then I used my Cricut, and I did the cutest little dragon, and he's blowing out a birthday candle because he's 5. So Baby French Seams loves this, and he will be wearing it shortly. So that was a little tiny sewing make that I got made up. So what other sewing did I get done this week? Well, I made the Adam Sews mini zip case, and I absolutely love it. And here it is. I am so pleased with this, absolutely delighted. I did mention that I was going to make it last week, and I was really keen to get it done. So here she is in all her glory. So this is the front, and it's got a lovely zip at the front here, and this is all quilted, all lined, which is lovely. Then at the back again, you've got another zip and another lovely big pocket here. You can just about see, can you see my wavy quilt lines there? Just about. Then it's all bound all the way around the outside. I love this feature. It's got the most fantastic handle at the top that gives fantastic stability. I think that's a gorgeous idea. Yeah, I'll talk about where I got all the hardware later. And then on the inside, hopefully this won't shine too much. Here it is. So this is the beautiful vinyl I got at the Knit and Stitch festival in November, yes. Then this fantastic silver lame fabric I also got at the Knit and Stitch, and I put that on the lining inside here, that's quilted, and on the middle section here. And then it's got these really cool elastic bits here that you can put things like your lipstick in, for example. How great is that? And then you've got another lovely pocket on this side with a zip, and then it's finished with a big zip on the outside as well. So like those little pencil cases, the colouring pencils that I used to have years and years ago. So the zip goes all the way around the outside, and it extends here, and at the end, instead of the tab, I put a little Rosy Cheeks label on it that said I made this. And of course then you can tuck in this little zip as well into the bottom. You can flap this up like that inside there. So this is my mini zip case, and I absolutely love how this came out. So all the hardware is from the little sewing tree, the lovely Sarah. She had a sale recently, 15% off. I'm not quite sure if it's still running, perhaps it's not, but I definitely took advantage of that. Her stuff, her bag making stuff is just fantastic. So I actually got this webbing with her during the summer, but I did order these beautiful purple zips and these beautiful rainbowy zip pulls, and what else? Yes, I ordered 5 of the zip pulls and then the zip as well. So that was just perfect. I think it matched the beautiful fabric. Then the fabric I really love. It's this beautiful star, and I think I did show you that recently. This is from the Crafty Studio, and I think it matches perfectly. So the binding I was able to get out of the fabric as well. I only got half a metre of this fabric, and I was just able to squeeze it all into this, and I just love how this came out. You may have noticed that I have a little label here that said, oops, mistakes are made. So a few little errors. Obviously the binding is a bit wonky donkey in some sections because I had to piece all this binding to get it all out of this fabric, but I really don't think you'd notice in this busy fabric. The main mistake I made was in cutting these corners, and Adam actually has a little template on his website, a little circle that you can buy to cut out these corners. I really need one because I was ever so slightly winging it, and for one corner I dinged far too much. And then of course you have to level out all the other corners, but in the grand scheme of things, it all measured out fine in the end, and I'm so pleased with this. I'm really happy with it. It's really roomy for such a little mini case. You can get an awful lot into it, and it's just all finished beautifully. You know I love doing all the zips and all the binding and all that good stuff. For the binding on the outside, I did actually make that slightly bigger. I made it 2.5 inches, not 2 1/4, because I know my machine and I know it just does not like going around these corners, around the foam, and that really helped. So I was able to catch the binding, which was really great. The other thing I had with this was the vinyl. My machine does not like certain vinyls. It's just bizarre. I had no issue in sewing with the Sewing Notions vinyl, which I'll show you later on the project bag, but in some instances my machine just doesn't like it. It just sits there, it doesn't move. And it's not even like I need a Teflon foot. I think I almost need a Teflon plate as well, because it's not even going under the foot, but it's underneath as well. So to get around it, I put a piece of paper on it and just sewed over the paper, and then was able to rip the paper off afterwards, and that worked beautifully. But yes, this was very tricky, but I was absolutely determined, and I love how it came out. I think with the rainbows here and the rainbows on the outside, I think it matched really well, and you can see the silver. These are a little bit skew with as well, but let's just hold it this way and they look straight. But all in all, I love how this came out. You know I love Adam's patterns, and I'm really pleased with this. So this holds all my bits and bobs and then can be transferred into various handbags as you do. So yes, highly recommend the mini zip case by Adam Sews. I think it's a fantastic pattern and I love how it came out. So that was my sewing. So, oh, I should actually mention what I'm wearing today. This is a definite oldie but a goodie. It is a Patty Do hoodie, the name of which has escaped me. I'll pop it here, in this fantastic gold leaf kind of animal print fabric that I got from Carlo Fabrics years ago, and it's beautiful. It's alpine fleece and it is so lovely and so warm and perfect for today. And I just have it on with ready to wear leggings because it is a bleak outside. So what are my plans? I have a couple of plans. Where did I put it? Here, in my project bag, my lovely new project bag. This vinyl, beautiful to sew, not a problem. The mind boggles. So in here, I've got the little elephant sweatshirts that I'm going to make up for my two boys. The fabric, beautiful fabric from the lovely Mel Keane. Thank you so much. So I'm going to make those up. Those sweatshirts take no time to whiz up at all. They're both the Ways and Wild Adventure Raglan, which I think is going to be very cute. I did actually find some off-white cuffing that I'm able to use with that, which is magnificent because of course I'll be making the thumbs up pattern as well. So I've got those to make up. They're all cut out and ready to go. I would like to make a new bag because I definitely need a new handbag in my life. And I would like to make the Zyna bag. Pop in a picture here. It's another pattern by Cara Threads. I love her patterns. It's a beautiful, very smart looking handbag. So I've made a few crossbody bags, which I love wearing because when I'm out and about with my boys, I need to be hands-free. But I think this would make a very nice kind of evening bag, or a bag where I'm not holding small hands. So I'm going to make this in black to be super duper classy, and I've got a really fun lining planned as well. So it's got a beautiful zip pocket at the front, and then I think a slip pocket at the back, and then a zip top, and then a lovely pockets on the inside as well. So the same as my previous ones. She just finishes all her bags beautifully. So I would love to get that made up. So I've just been onto my fantastic friend Orla. So she runs Sewwha, the bag fabric shop. I'll link it down below, and I've put in a little order with her for some beautiful fabrics. You know her fabrics are just impeccable, and she's getting a few new ones on her website very shortly as well, which is very exciting. But more on that at a later date. So I'd love to get that done, but of course that's quite an involved make and will take a couple of weeks, I'm sure, to get all the prep and all the cutting out and all that good stuff. But I love making those. They're so satisfying and so beautiful. I think I need some sort of garment sewing because I haven't done that in a long time, and I have very lofty plans now to make the Carolyn pyjamas. So I'll pop in a picture here. I have had this pattern for the longest time. I really have, and I really want to make it. So I've got this beautiful fabric that I got from Rainbow Fabrics, I think sometime maybe last summer. This beautiful fabric. So for Rainbow Fabrics, if you use the code here, Rachel !VIP, you can get 20% off, and that is an affiliate link. Thank you very much. So this is kind of a cotton sateen. It's the kind of the backing fabric. Excuse me, it's the backing fabric, so it's super duper wide, so I'm hoping I have enough. So I'm going to put the pattern pieces on this, try and make the full length trousers and the full length sleeves of the top. I'm not sure will I do the binding, do the piping, I'm not quite sure. I prefer to leave it out altogether rather than risk it looking dodgy, but I think they are a beautiful pattern, and I think they look super smart in this beautiful fabric. So again, that's going to be quite an involved make, but I would definitely like to make a start on that as well. So they are my plans. If you have any lovely plans for spring, please let me know. I'm not quite into spring florally makes just yet, although I would love to be. Stitch Fest is looming, of course, and I would love to make something for that. I'm definitely going to wear my fabric godmother Davenport dress to that, but on the other day, it's been a tradition now that I always make a lotta for the Stitch Festival, so I'm going to keep an eye out for some beautiful fabric for that as well. But that does it for this week. I hope you're all well. Please do let me know if you have any comments on anything I mentioned here. I'd love to have the chats, as you know. If you like this video, I would very much love it if you give me a thumbs up, and also please consider subscribing. And I hope you all have a lovely week. I hope you all get a chance for some lovely sewing or crafting or crochet or knitting, whatever you're getting up to. And I will talk to you all again very soon. Take care, everyone.